Hello everybody, good Sunday afternoon and happy Mother's Day to all of the moms out there. And this morning when I woke up and we got ready to go to church, I woke Mama up and wished her a happy Mother's Day. And I'm cooking a special dinner. I am cooking spaghetti and meatballs, but I'm actually going to use ground turkey this time because that's what I had on hand. But it's really easy to make, and this is something that you can do, that you can make for your mom and for your family as well. It's really easy, and I'll take you step by step on what I usually do when I make spaghetti and meatballs. And I'm going to fix something else too to go right along with it. Now, I've got 2 pounds of ground turkey here that I got in this bowl, and I'm going to add some seasoning to it. I'm going to add some Italian seasoning. Now, I don't make meatballs the same all the time. There's plenty of ways that you can make meatballs. Okay, some onion powder, some garlic powder, some salt. Now, I'm using pink Himalayan salt, but you can use kosher salt, sea salt, whatever salt that you got on hand. You want to season it very well. 2 eggs. And I'm going to add a little bit of shredded Italian cheese. Alright, about a quarter of a cup. Alright, now, sometimes when I make meatballs, I take some just regular loaf of bread, half a loaf of bread, and just grind it up into crumbs using a food processor, and then just soak the crumbs in milk and then put them in here. But I'm not going to do that this time. Instead, I'm going to use just regular breadcrumbs, dry breadcrumbs that you buy at the store. This, along with the eggs, is going to help bind everything together, and it's going to make it moister. Okay. I say a good cup to a cup and a half of dry breadcrumbs. Now, I'm using the traditional kind. You can use the Italian style if you want. Now, let me roll my sleeves up. Nothing like clean hands. Okay, make sure that you wash your hands. Make sure your hands are clean if you catch my drift. And you just come in here and just stir everything together. Now, I may need to add some more breadcrumbs. Okay. And this is very critical. Anytime that you handle raw meat, and I've said it, probably could make a sermon out of it. Every time that you handle raw meat, you always want to wash your hands. Now I'm going to wash my hands right quick and put some more breadcrumbs in here. Now, like I said, I love to make meatballs, but I don't make them the same every time. Alright. Now, since I'm using 2 pounds of ground turkey, this is going to make about 30 meatballs. 30 turkey meatballs. And if you've got beef on hand, hamburger meat, then you want to do the same thing. You can actually, and I've done it before, use ground beef and pork. A pound of beef, a pound of pork, ground pork. And that's the best right there. I have several times done through the years. Really, really good. Okay. All right. Now, just a little more according to your preference. Now, I would double the recipe if you're using more than 1 pound of beef or whatever that you're using. Okay, there we go. That's much better. And that's about what you want. Now, let me get this pan. Scoot everything over so you can see. Alright. Now, just take a little bit at a time. Just depends on what size that you want. This is probably about an inch round. And like I said, this is going to make about 30 meatballs. You can make them smaller if you want. And I may make them just a little bit smaller. This is probably small as a ping pong ball. Some people have those scales to measure out the filling or whatever that you want to call it, and then they use that to and then roll them up. But I'm just doing it by eye. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish rolling these out. I've got my oven preheated to 400 degrees, and I'm going to put these in the oven, let them bake for 30 minutes. And then what I'm going to do is, when I make the sauce, and I'll show you, I'm going to let them cook even more in the sauce. Now some people, they saute these on top of the stove, and that's okay, and I've done it too. But I find it a whole lot easier if you have a lot of meatballs to make. Just put them in the oven, 30 minutes at 400, and let me wash my hands again so I can pause my phone. Very important, you don't want to contaminate anything. You don't want to make yourself or anyone else sick. Okay? So, 400 degrees, 30 minutes, and we'll have some good meatballs. And you know what? If you wanted to make meatball subs, you can just skip spaghetti meatballs and make meatball subs. Get your favorite kind of Italian cheese, mozzarella, whatever kind of cheese that you like, and just make you a meatball sub. Okay? But we're going to make spaghetti meatballs, and we're going to do something special with some garlic bread. So I want you to stay tuned. Hello everybody, welcome back. I got the meatballs, turkey meatballs in the oven. They still got about 20 minutes to go. Now I'm going to make a topping to go onto some garlic bread, and I'm going to show you what I've already got started. Now I got some mushrooms right here that I'm going to chop up. I've got an onion, and I'm going to show you how I usually chop one up. And I got a yellow pepper and a red pepper. Now what I did was I took a knife and just cut the pepper in half, and you want to scoop out all the seeds and everything, and cut it in the strips. Make sure that the grown-ups use the knife unless you're old enough. Okay. And you just want to just dice it up as small as you can. Now, I'm probably going to have a whole lot left over than what more. I'm going to have a whole lot more. I'll get that out right here in a minute. Than what I'm going to use this for. This would be good as some scrambled eggs. Alright. Now, you want to make sure that your mushrooms are clean. This is just regular butternut mushrooms. Now, what I'm going to do is later on in the cooking, I'm going to put these in. I'm not going to put them in at the beginning. Now, some people take the stems off, but I usually just chop everything up. Okay, this is how I chop up the mushrooms. I'm going to put that to the side. Okay, onion, one big onion, go right down the middle. There you go. Okay, I don't have a sharp knife. I'm going to have to get me some good knives. And then cut the top off. And just peel the skin off. I'm showing you half of one, and then I'm going to pause the video. Just go downward and right through the middle, okay? And you have some chopped up onion. Now, what I'm going to do is when I get all this chopped up, I'm going to drizzle olive oil on this, put it on the stove. I'm going to saute it for probably about 10-15 minutes. You want this to get really good and caramelized. And then I'm going, about maybe 10 minutes or so, I'm going to put in the mushrooms and let them get good caramelized too. So, I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this mixture on some good garlic bread. Alright everybody, welcome back. Now, I've just taken my meatballs out of the oven. Now the peppers and the onions still like quite a bit more ways to go. Now what you want is, like I said, you would want them good and caramelized. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this Italian bread that I got up here. Now I've taken my meatballs out of the oven. Now what you want to do, now I had 28 meatballs, so I was close to 30. I got 3 jars of just a regular marinara sauce, your favorite brand. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a spatula, and I'm going to show you what they look like. Don't they look good? It looks good, don't it? I'm so thankful they turned out. Now, whoops, I about dropped it. Good thing I had a kitchen towel here. Alright, so I'm going to put all of these in here. Now, by the way, I doctored the sauce up a little bit with some onion powder, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and some salt. Just a little bit of salt. I find that some of these brands of sauces at the store don't have enough flavor, so I usually flavor mine up. Okay. Well, here we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the rest of these in here. Put this on the stove, let them cook for a little while, and I will be right back and show you more. So stay tuned. Alright everybody, welcome back. One thing I want to show you a trick. Just put a little bit of water in these jars, rinse them out. You don't want any of that goodness to go to waste. Okay? And use these glass jars again. Wash them, keep them to put stuff in. What's called recycle. You catch my drift. Alright, here we go. I'm going to put this in here. Then I'm going to put it on the stove, let it cook for a while. I put the mushrooms in with the onions and green peppers. And all that is going to get good and caramelized. So about maybe 10 minutes into the cooking, go ahead and add the mushrooms and just give it more time to cook, probably about 10-15 more minutes. And I'm going to show you the end result here in just a few minutes. Alright everybody, welcome back. My spaghetti and meatball supper for Mother's Day is coming along very well. I'm so thankful for that. Now, I'm making the garlic bread. You can use French bread, just regular light bread. Now, this is just Italian bread that was already sliced up. So what I did was I took some olive oil, put it here in this bowl, and just brushed these slices. Now I've got 13, and the reason I got that many is some of this, when the garlic bread gets done at this stage, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with some of these slices here in a few minutes. Now, I've got some Italian seasoning that I'm going to put on here. Some onion powder. And garlic powder. Okay, and just a pinch of salt. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this other pan ready. I got my oven preheated at 350, and I'm going to put these in the oven for 10 minutes. So I want you to stay tuned. Alright everybody, welcome back. Supper is just about ready. Now the meatballs and the sauce is done. After I put the meatballs in there, I let it cook for about 10-15 minutes. You do not want to go overboard, because if you do, the meatballs will break up. I just used a pound pack of regular spaghetti. You can use and cook them according to the package directions. They're on right now. I need to set the timer here, and I will. You use linguine, fettuccine, whatever that you have on hand. And let me set this timer right quick. Okay. Now let me talk about the garlic bread. Now, it was in the oven 350, and I still got the oven on because there's something that I want to do with these slices right here. Good and golden brown. They're ready to go. Now, this mixture of green peppers, onions, and mushrooms, they're good and caramelized, and that is what you want. And that turned out really, really good, and I'm so thankful. Make sure that you keep an eye on it, stir it ever so often, and you'll need to do that for about 25 minutes total, okay? Right at maybe 15 minutes, add the mushrooms in there, and let them cook for 10 more minutes. Okay. Now, I'm going to see how this turns out. Now, I'm going to take some of this filling, and I'm going to put it on top of each slice. I should use a smaller spoon. I know my mom won't eat this, but I will, and I've been dreaming about this. Well, you know what I'm trying to say. You can put as much on there as you want, or as little. And it looks like I'm going to have just enough for 5 of these. Just put a spoonful on each one. Whoops. Spill some out on the pan, that's okay. Now, I'm going to take some of this Italian cheese. I got clean hands. I'm just putting these right on here. Alright, so Italian cheese. And I'm just going to put over on top of each one. Now what I'm going to do, this is so important, I'm going to set my oven to broil, okay? I'm going to put this just a few inches away from the heating element, you would want to keep an eye on this because you do not want to burn it. But what you want is a good golden brown color. The cheese is going to melt. Everything's been heated through, and that's what you want. So that's what I'm going to do, and I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to put everything together. Alright everybody, supper is done. Now I want you to take a look. I'm going to get me a plate. And we'll get one of these. I think they call it crostini or something like that. This is my version, and this looks good. I already said a blessing. That's good. Highly recommend you to make it. Try it. Now, we get everything out of the way here. Spaghetti meatballs time. I fixed a bunch because I'm going to feed some of my friends, as well as here my family. A bit of that. Meatballs. I can only eat 2. This is steaming hot. Now, Italian cheese. If you've got Parmesan cheese, you can put as much on there as you want, and I love Parmesan cheese. I like Parmesan cheese so much that I can just eat it right out of the container itself. I think there's some of you out there would love to come to my house right now. But my house ain't big enough but the house that we live in ain't big enough. Maybe later on when we get us a new house. We don't have plenty of parking spaces either. Alright, so look, I'm going to sample it for you. I think I'm making a lot of people hungry. I hope I get a lot of views out of this too. Alright. I'm going to try some of this meatball. Now this is screaming hot, so be careful. That's good. I'm thankful for that too. Let me get some of this spaghetti on here. I'm thankful for how this Mother's Day dinner turned out. Alright, it's time for me to go. Stay tuned for more videos. Like my videos. Comments are welcome. Keep those subscribers coming. I'm so thankful for 380 something subscribers that I have. So have a blessed Sunday, and once again, to y'all mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. God bless you.